Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis, coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn, Lou, Seth, guys, John McTavish. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing pretty well.
So today
And
we are
we
talking.
we
Oh, go
we
ahead.
changed the way we do the YouTube thing, right? Like where it's constantly showing the four of us. We're
Yeah,
not spotlighting the speaker
yeah,
anymore.
I
Gotcha.
did.
Oh, they did the gallery.
I did the gallery now. So
Yeah,
Oh, I
I
because
like
we do
it.
realized
it,
that one of the was, and I was
But
like, oh,
it's good
I
because I
think
make a
it's
lot
the
of
reactions.
faces.
The
Yeah, I
reactions
like to
is
make
what make it.
faces,
because
Oh
with
yeah.
especially
Zoom,
when Seth's talking about shit, and I'm like,
I'm always paying attention when June's talking. I'm like, where's he going? What's everyone's response going to be?
what bullshit are you gonna turn next?
all right. So today we're talking about the Oliva Serie V Melanio Maduro Figurado 2020. Cigar is 6.5 by 52. Comes out of the Tabacalera Oliva de Nicaragua factory in Nicaragua. Wrappers Mexican San Andres, binder filter from Nicaragua. Price point is $15.07. Cigar was released in November of 2020. And we picked this cigar up from Napa Cigar. So if you are in the Napa, California area, make sure you stop by or go to their website. You can give them a call. They take orders and they will ship. So another resource for you to order cigars if you buy online or over the phone.
I
All
feel
right.
like we've gotten a lot of figurados from Napa cigars.
Yeah, we've done 3 cigars from them so far, and 2 of them are Figurados.
crazy.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, June, what was your overall experience like with the cigar?
Napa likes that tapered perfecto shape. You know what I'm saying?
Fancy.
All right.
Fancy.
So the cigar, I thought that I liked Oliva cigars. I like some Oliva cigars, just not this one. Melanios, I realized I don't really like them. So, uh, medium full strength, medium body. I got a lot of this like charred, burnt coffee note off the get go. That it, like whenever you get some flavor like that in a cigar, you start off with it, you're like, oh, okay, it's gonna be one of those experiences, and it was one of those experiences. I.e., very average, like a charred burnt coffee, baking spices, cedar. Um, Pretty, there's some nice white pepper coming through on the retro, but in general, man, like it doesn't, you look at such a nice perfecto cigar and then you think this is going to be a special experience, right? And then you look at the price tag, you're like, it's $15 experience. It should be a good experience. Then you smoke it, and even with them just smoking through the nipple, you're like, oh,
It's going to be like that.
it's going to be like that. So that's all I have to say.
All right, Seth, what was your experience like?
I don't know how you follow that up. Yeah, I was really disappointed with the presentation. First off, especially for an Oliva. The flavors, nuts, cinnamon, spices, coffee, earth cocoa, kind of those classic Mexican and the Oliva flavors that you'd get, I feel like, with their San Andreas. Medium body, medium strength, wasn't overly complex, pretty consistent, but it was disappointing in that sense.
All right, John, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, I would classify myself as a Oliva fanboy. I think if you were to measure the number of non-Cuban boxes I have in my humidor by brand, Oliva, I think I've got every box of Serie V Maduro dating back to the original release in 2008. And I'm with June. I think, in fact, I was kind of hoping June and I would, because we oftentimes can be really close in tasting experience, and I think June and I are like lockstep for this thing. I've never been a fan of the Melanio. For whatever reason, that's just not a cigar that's hit my palate. I love like the Serie G. I like the nubs. Pretty much everything else that Leva puts out, I'm a big fan of. For whatever reason, the Melanio's never really done it for me. So I was kind of hoping the Maduro would be a difference. And it started out okay. June kind of knocked it on the head there with the sort of dark, dank wood. Is very earthy, very wood forward. I did get baking spices and molasses though, so that kind of pushed it over for me. And then the baking spices started to fight back against that dark wood. So that with the creaminess in the first third, that put it into the good category for me. But the rest of the experience is pretty average. I mean, mild baking spices, faint cocoa, cedar. Cedar had like some sharpness to it, which was a little unpleasant. Last third was just medium strength baking spices and cedar and creaminess, and it was just kind of flat. Burn was excellent. I actually knocked it off at about 1.5 inch increments to avoid wearing it. But in what seems to be the 2020 theme, I had a ridiculously resistant draw, which can be the case on Figurados. So I gave it some time. It started out in the subpar category, and then once it got past the nipple to the shoulder, it was basically at the average category, which didn't seem to affect the burn, but it was
It's
definitely
probably more like nipple to the areola, right? Instead of
yeah,
shoulder.
yeah.
Probably more appropriate.
That's more correct terminology, I think. Yeah. So overall, I kind of was left with an average experience. Aaron, walk us through your experience.
Yeah, that cigar started out well. I had a nice set of complexities in that first third, but by the second third, the overall profile became pretty dry. There was a really big influence from the dry earth on the overall profile, and kind of just dried out my palate. Yeah, I really wish that complexity from that first third would have kind of gone a little bit further in the cigar, but just wasn't to be. I just think that the regular Serie V line itself is a better shower than this cigar. So I don't think I see myself really coming back to the cigar. High price point, all that included. The Serie V is well priced and it always delivers. So I don't know. It's disappointing that a higher price cigar that's supposed to be more of a more special offering just doesn't seem to deliver here. I know lots of other people like it, but I don't know. All right, let's get into the scores. I'm going to start at the top with Seth at 6.20. I was next at 6 even. Jiunn gave it a 5.75, and John gave it a 5.65. So Seth, how'd that 6.2 match up for you?
This is the worst 6.2 ever get. And the reason I say this is because it's a good cigar, but it's disappointing. I think when you look at, I like the Serie V Melanio. I know a lot of people that I know more people that hate that than actually care for it. I know a lot of Serie V guys then they just don't care for the Melanio. I like both. I think the Maduro and the Melanio is I think the weakest. It's a good cigar, but it could be a lot better. And I would expect a better Maduro offering from Oliva, because they usually do a great job when they do a Mexican or a broadleaf release with these annual releases. So it's good, but it could be better, and especially for the price point.
Yeah, my 6 even matches up well. It's a above average flavor profile, really good construction. And that's what gets it up to that 6.0 score for me. So, all right, Jiunn, 5.75.
It's pretty disappointing knowing that I typically score higher than you guys do. So, man, I don't know what I looked at the cigar, I grabbed it, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good experience. I just assume that when I pick up an Oliva, that it's going to be a good experience. I just assumed that, right? Well, not just assume that. It's because of the prior offerings, right? The non-Melanio stuff that was out, because you just know you're going to get consistency, you're going to get overall good price, which this is not. You know what I'm saying?
Preach it.
So I don't know what happened.
And Jimmy will be out there.
All right, you can turn that down, so.
I don't know how that happened.
All right, John, 5.65.
The role of Aaron Loomis will be played by John McTavish for this review. No, my score really matches up with Jiunn. I think the only difference there is my draw experience, and I was also disappointed. And I echo a lot of what Jiunn said. With Oliva, it's one of those companies that I think there's not a lot of them in the marketplace. It's really consistent in their offerings. That you can pick up an Oliva and have a good experience. The construction is good. They have really good quality control. Really, you could just randomly grab an Oliva off the shelf and it's good. This just little bit of a disappointing experience. I mean, it's slightly above average flavor profile with tight draw. So, what are you gonna do?
Any final thoughts on the cigar?
This is a 2021 release, right?
It was a November 2020 release, so
late year.
Oh, okay.
It makes it into our 2021 review cycle.
This particular Vitola or this line in general?
Just the 2020 release of it.
Line extension,
kind
right?
of an annual release for them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not sure a $15 cigar made a lot of sense in the environment of the last year and a half, but the problem, of course, is that you tend to have to plan these things well in advance. So I think, going forward, you're probably thinking, we're just going to come out with a Robusto and call it a day.
You know what Oliva needs to work? Wait, maybe I need a fact check myself. Are they the one that did the master blends?
Yeah.
Okay,
1, 2, and 3.
So good.
right. They should work. Where's this master blend
Master
4?
Blend
They need to
4,
focus
baby.
on shit like that,
That's
right?
right.
Because you're gonna get all these old school guys to be like, "I remember when the master one blend was so good," and blah
Preach
blah
it,
blah.
Jim. Preach
Right?
Listen,
And I
Jiunn,
want to
did
be
you
one of those
smoke it-
motherfuckers. I want to be like,
Do you
"Hey,
remember when they the lasered the thing on the wrapper?
yes,
it. Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
man.
It was
That's
dope.
Jet,
classic.
1 and 2.
Next level.
right? They tattoo the wrapper.
Loved it.
No, they need to Oliva. Go work on the master blend.
Come on now.
Dude, they got
Okay.
the V's, man. They got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Make a master blend with you know, maybe a little
With
Cameroon.
With AJ? No.
Listen, man, I remember when they released the Connecticut Reserve. That was
Dude, that was so
legit.
good. Like, you know,
Still
they
remember
make some
that.
really good cigars.
Oh yeah,
hmm
I smoked tons of V's.
Love these. Still got them.
Yeah.
Got 'em.
All right. If you just catch this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us. Also, check out the full written review on the website, developingpalates.com. Follow us on the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts. So iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
Nicaragua.